This is workshop number 1, video number 7, and we are going to be talking about what I consider probably the 2 most critical things that you can do to become more productive and more efficient, and that is utilizing the first 90 minutes of your day or scheduling a power hour. The reason that we focus on the first 90 minutes of your day is because that's when you have the most control. I think you've probably heard me talk about the fact that email is just a list of other people's priorities for your time. So if you can make sure that you don't start replying to emails unless it's something literally an absolute emergency. If you have to look at your emails, do so, but don't reply to them. Make sure that you're spending that first 90 minutes on things that really are getting you closer to your goals and adding value. That should ideally be your number 1 priority or your top 3 tasks. Sometimes your number 1 priority will take you much longer. It may take the whole of the 90 minutes. It may take up the whole of the 90 minutes for the whole of that week to get done. Or it may be that your number 1 priority is quite a quick fix, and then you can move on to number 2 and number 3. You may even be able to get more than your top 3 tasks done in the first 90 minutes some days, depending on what those tasks are. But you need to be utilizing the first 90 minutes of your day for something value added, something that is moving you closer to your goal. Because think about those days when you come in and you get something productive done early on. It gives you a boost for the rest of the day and you accomplish so much more. Now, I do understand that for those of you who are in operations, the first 90 minutes of your day is taken up with getting technicians on the road, and they shouldn't be in the office unless something happened. You should have got them parts so that they can be on the road for multiple days at a time. If that's an issue with the technicians always being in the office first thing in the morning, you need to look at how you can schedule them and put in the planning on the front end, like the previous afternoon, to make sure they have everything that they need. So they're not in the office every morning. They should be out on the road doing the work, and that's where they're going to be most productive. But if you are taking up your time dealing with technicians, whether they're in the office or whether they're out on a job and just need some information, then you need to schedule in a power hour later on in the day. If that first 90 minutes is crazy, normally what happens is you'll have an hour or so later on in the morning, or maybe in the early afternoon, where things are a bit quieter. You need to set aside that time as your power hour, and that will be when you get your number 1 priority and your top 3 tasks completed. So in addition to that, you also need to be scheduling out your day in 50-minute blocks. The reason we say 50-minute blocks is because 45 to 50 minutes is the optimum time that your brain can focus at a high level. And then after that 45 to 50 minutes, your concentration starts to kind of go downhill. Now, because one of the things that I teach is that you need to be taking frequent breaks, you need to be planning in rewards so that you're working towards your coffee break or your soda break, or a social media break if you can control social media and just go on for 5 or 10 minutes. By scheduling your time and doing useful, value-added, productive tasks for 50 minutes and then taking a 10-minute break and then coming back, you will clear your brain. You will be able to focus much better when you come back and start again. And then those 50-minute blocks, you want to be scheduling in either tasks from your priorities, from your prioritized mind flush, or you want to say group returning phone calls or group returning emails, or if you, instead of invoicing jobs as they come up through the day or scheduling jobs as they come through the day, you want to try and set aside a block of time where you schedule all your jobs and you invoice all your jobs, because it's economies of scale. It's much more efficient to sit down and schedule 5 jobs rather than schedule a job, stop, do something else, come back, schedule another job, stop. You get the concept. So you want to try and group everything together to be more efficient. So that is what you need to do. You need to make the most of your first 90 minutes of the day, because they're the most productive time of your day. You need to schedule in a power hour if you can't utilize the first 90 minutes of your day. And even if you can utilize the first 90 minutes of your day, if you want to schedule in a power hour later on for more priority tasks or certain, if you're in a deadline and you need more value-added time, schedule in a power hour later to work on critical tasks. And then for the routine things or for additional prioritized tasks from your mind flush, schedule out those 50-minute blocks during the day. But make sure you're scheduling in breaks so that you can work at your highest level.